shit. Have I... I might have been late. For some reason I had it in my head that he wanted to meet me at 11, but the quest says in the afternoon. Unless he's in that armory. Well, you aren't just a knight in spite covered shiny armour. Shite, I'd say spite or shite works equally well there. I think I've spunked this quest by turning up late, but I don't know if you're still going to be here tomorrow afternoon. Which basically means I have to pretty much go and sleep for the whole night. See what's up here. Just so tempted to mug that woman. Just saw that woman on the shot. She's wearing nice clothes. I bet they're valuable. No, be good. These frescoes are for, I think, for real high value Kickstarter people. I did actually approach Warhorse because there's a couple of frescoes that haven't been taken. And I actually asked them, how much would you charge to have someone's name put on them in a patch? But they very honourably were like, no, not going to happen. I'm sorry, we gave our word. That was for early backers, so that's the way it's going to stay. I have a lot of respect for them for that. Zoofishing says using my daughter's tablet, no curse words. Yeah, you probably don't. You probably don't want to teach her tablet the tablet autocorrect. Train it to use bad language. Right, I think I've spunked this one, so we'll fast travel back to Rattay. Sorry, down to the mill. Get fancy a little walk. Jesus Christ, if I came up to you, if you're a girl and I came up to you in the middle of the night, I've just murdered 3 people, do you want to go for a walk?
I'd like to know. How are the Skalitz folk getting on?
They're alive, that's the main thing. They have shelter, but they're just scraping by. Rattay citizens aren't happy.
Get to go on a date with her at some point.
Don't look like leaving anytime soon.
Do you know anything about those human rapists? About, you know?
They came to Hungary from God knows where, and now they... Well, folk tell awful stories about them. I hope I never see them again.
That's all. God, I've got to do it. Fancy a little walk.
How would you like to, I don't know, Come for a walk?
A walk? I'd like that very much. But I can't right now, Hal. Give me some time to settle in, will you?
If that's what you want.
It's not you, Hal. It's just this isn't a good time.
I'd say she has my respect. She's got more sense than to go for a walk with a serial killer at night. So, salute to her. Rage, how you doing? Rage just says, when does the mission to drive the Saracens from the Holy Land happen? You may well know about DLC that I don't. This is very early days, by the way. I'm level 2. I've gone and just about managed to get to Rattay. Gone and done a little bit of shopping out of town. I.e. mugged a few people for some gear. And now I'm going to go and join the police. Because that's how things work in the Middle Ages. Right, so, what time is it? Do I still have this quest, more importantly? Yes.
I've got the money to pay that debt.
And I was afraid you had a chamber pot for a head. Hand it over. That job's still going, if you're interested.
Sure, I'm on it.
Steve Fishing says, how long does it take for a complete playthrough? I don't know, because I've not power leveled it. It's a bit like Fallout. I once spoke to some guy who just done Fallout New Vegas in like a couple of days or something ridiculous, and he just basically got a shotgun, loaded it with slugs, and he just literally powered through all of the main quest line, ignored everything else. So it's kind of, I don't know what the shortest way to do it, but I mean, it's, if you want to take your time, there's hundreds of hours here. If you want to just go straight up the main quest line, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 hours. I'd say probably more, because you're going to kind of need, you're going to find certain things very difficult if you don't level. Like I know someone who went straight up the main quest line and then ended up in a fight. He just, he just couldn't do it, and had to sort of, load up from earlier in the game, get a bit more experience, and then go back again, because he just literally ended up at this locked in point at the end of a battle where he had to fight someone and he just was too shit. Let's quickly learn how to pick locks and pick pockets, because that might come in useful later.
Hold the lockpick in your right hand and use it to feel out the tumbler. In your left hand. Got it? Good. Now turn the whole lock with the blade, but don't stop holding the tumbler with the pick. Otherwise, you'll be fucked and you'll have to start all over again. You forced it and broke the lockpick. That... You're a damn hand, make something out of you yet. Remember, this trunk's only for practice. Real.
As I'm here, might as well see what's in it. Ooh. Yeah, as I said, the easiest way to break the back of lock picking is just wait until you've got about 100 lock picks, and then just go and have a massive session. Chef Boyardee. You'll have to explain that one, mate. Ray says, I like picking loose pockets. More room for my hands. Yeah, I generally... it's so high risk in this game that generally I only pickpocket people I'm about to kill. So I'll just pickpocket bandits and stuff while they're asleep, knowing that whatever happens, if they catch me or not, I'm going to kill them afterwards anyway. I just, you know, I want to have good skills for that one time you get a quest. 1 or 2 times you get a quest and you just have to pick someone's pocket in broad daylight.
Would you teach me something about the milling craft? Like how to get things out of strangers' purses into your own?
Aye, why not? You're handy enough. No doubt you'll master it. Come behind the mill where we won't be seen. Take care now.
But yeah, this guy's very handy. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to do the that other quest tonight because one of those ones that when you start it, it's a fair old quest. So let's finish off here. Right.
I'll stand here and pretend I don't know you're there. You try sneaking up behind me without me seeing you and take something from my purse. First, you have to rummage in the purse. The longer you do it, the better chance you have of finding something valuable, but also of getting caught in the act. Once you've found something you want, you've got to pull it out, carefully, but fast enough so I don't notice. Try stealing my dagger. It's there, mixed up with other things.
But yeah, Miller Peshek. When I first played through this game, I just didn't really click. But the mill is just an awesome place. You got a free place. Well, once you've paid back Miller Peshek, you got a free place to sleep. You've got a place where you can cook up poached food. You've got 2 places where you can eat for free. You can come in and out of town without going near guards. You're unlikely to get hit up by guards while you're here. So, you know, it's not like you're trying to sell something in a town where you might get stopped with the stolen goods. You know, you can always come to Miller Peshek and sell your shit. And the more business you do with him, the more his inventory will go up. I think in one of my playthroughs he's carrying something insane like 20,000 odd groschen. Will do, mate. Gotta come. Come on, come on!
That's the way. I hardly noticed you were there. I think you're ready to try it out for real. Best practice on drunks and sleeping folk, so you don't end up in jail before you even get started.
Thanks, Peshek.
You're welcome.
Alright, yeah, Chef Boyardee. Beef Rody. Yes, I see what you mean now. Let's sort out our sales options.
Can you tell me something about the other millers?
There's a couple of other fellows around here in my trade. Wojciech in Kohelnitz and Simon in Sasa.
Tell me about Wojciech.
He's young and hot-blooded with a short temper. But he's a fine fellow when you get to know him. His heart's in the right place, and he's always willing to lend a helping hand. Unfortunately, he got himself into a feud with that usurer, the merchant Wolfram Pruder. A slimy bastard he is. And now they're sworn enemies.
What about this Simon in Sassa?
An odd one he is. A loner who don't talk much.
I don't suppose anybody here plays this game and knows how much the cheapest horse is at the stables just outside of town.
Even if he has to walk over dead bodies.
So I'm tempted to just...
Tell me something about yourself.
Tempted to just run up there and quickly buy a horse.
I was born at the mill. I live here. And I'll surely die here. But before I do, I've plenty of work to do. And I hope I live to see peace in this land again.
I wonder where the chef's hat started. I wonder if it did start with the Miller's. Because that's obviously a real Miller's outfit, because everything in the game is historically accurate. How much is basic?
You're able to open locks.
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
I think that's...
Isn't that quite a lot?
Probably worth it. Lockpick, you're going to be doing lockpicking all the time in this game. So.
Since it's you.
Well now, a little more and we'll shake on it.
What do you say to this?
Come now, just a little more, and we have a deal. Agreed. Now listen up.
UK Resident 82 says Division 2 hype is real. Oh god, yes. It's hard to tell where the advertising stops and the hype begins. I mean, it's really something else. I mean, I don't want to spend too much of a Kingdom Come Deliverance stream talking about the Division 2, but yeah, let's just say I've seen some quote unquote videos that if you just played them after a TV program, you would just assume they're a fucking commercial. Ray says the crowd went mild for Division 2. Do you mean wild or mild? Division 2 is already being nerfed. I mean, you know, you've probably all seen my video about it anyway. It's which the Division's subreddit kindly censored until after the E3 show. But yeah, I mean, you know, it looks quite nice. But then, you know, the Division looks quite nice. Yeah, I mean, I think the gameplay. I think that's probably a trimmed down version of the Division. I mean, the game's obviously not finished, so they can't be playing the real version of the game because the whole game isn't finished. But you know, I think to some degree that's legit, and a legit attempted version of the game. But you know, as I keep banging on to people about, it's like, well, Division 1 looked lovely. The acid test of the Division was actually how it played when it was out. So, you know, nice ideas and good visuals and nice level design is great, but the test of the game is going to be like, you know, what is it like to play when it's out? Trying to catch up with chat. UK resident says gameplay was real. So many YouTubers brought back individual gameplay. Division says we'll see when beta drops. Hopefully not like a big turd. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the game is more than just an area where people are fighting, you know, and that's the thing. We won't know what the Division 2 is like until we're actually playing it. You know, yeah, I mean, it looks nice. I mean, I've been accused by a lot of people of shitting on the game, and it's like, I'm not shitting on the game. All I'm saying is, yeah, it looks nice, but we're not going to know if it's any good until we're actually playing it, and we've been playing it for 20 hours. My gut feeling is...
My name is Henry. We're supposed to go on patrol together?
I see you're kitted out.
Ready to get going.
I'm Nightingale. Aren't you that lad the mill wench brought here on a cart?
Teresa.
The other thing is that they are doing a Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is basically announcing the DLCs are all free, and personally I would rather pay for the DLCs.
Well, I am
and have the game completely saturated in microtransactions. And I think the Division 2 will be saturated in microtransactions.
I wanted to enter the service of Sir Radzig, but he sent me here.
And learn you will.
UK resident asks, what other games caught your eye from E3?
Most lords would have just sent you on your way. Come with me, Henry. Patrol the town and
Fallout 76 looks interesting, although it could go either way. It could be a massive griefathon, or it could be fantastic. But I'm a big fan of Bethesda, a big fan of Fallout, so I'll be getting and playing that game regardless.
Don't do anything too stupid. Let's go. This is our church.
It's fun asking loads of completely unrelated questions to a majorly heavy storyline game like Deliverance. Your concentration is flaking.
It serves not only as the house of God, but as the crypt of the lords of Lipa.
Oh, I think it's more the fact I've been doing it for 3 hours, dude.
The grave digger is right round the corner. The priest too. Our parish priest. A man shouldn't speak ill about servants of the Lord.
Rage says, yeah, more pedo gambling. Yeah, I think that's...
This is our rat house. Pretty big, eh?
It's going to be big on it.
The bailiff and his hands live there, and our maestro proto-notarius, the scribe.
Do Fishing says, I was lucky to buy Div 1 day one without knowing a thing about it. Yeah, I think I actually got the core game free with a graphics card. But did really genuinely enjoy it. And then bought the DLCs. But then the more I started to play it, the more I realised, hang on a minute, why is this 45 caliber submachine gun more powerful than a fucking light machine gun? And yeah, just started to feel like the whole balancing with the weapons was just completely on the piss. Solve the dispute. Kill one of them.
Well, what are you two screeching about? Stop making such a ruckus.
About time you turned up. This filthy beggar thinks.
My name is Jane.
No one cares what your name is. This filthy beggar thinks she can come and stink in front of my shop. I want you to get rid of her.
Must you sit here, of all places?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Folk drive me away wherever I sit. I can't keep walking all day and night.
Can't you show us some Christian charity, Armourer?
What? Have you any idea how much I've given away in alms? Even to this witch only yesterday.
Is that true?
Might be, might not.
Did you get any alms or not?
Yes.
From the Armourer here?
I don't know. And even if I did, that was yesterday, and my belly's empty again today.
That's true.
What would you know about it?
Yeah, Cyberpunk looks great. Gotta admit,
we're both good.
That definitely has potential to be awesome.
And what then?
I'll be honest, I liked Rage, so I like the whole idea of Rage too. I think
King Solomon now, are you, lad?
That could be a success.
Fine, have it your way.
I always felt like Rage was not
and you too,
the end of it.
I won't be
I think I described Rage before as maybe a test bed for some of the combat mechanics of Fallout 4.
You're as bad as each other.
You know, it wasn't a full price title. I always felt like it was some kind of test bed or project for future things, whatever that might be. So the idea that they've run with it and they're going to do a really big Rage 2 sequel makes sense to me.
If the town burghers got their way, your folk wouldn't be let anywhere near the town.
Rage DMX's I'm a full price title.
Some fools are even calling
I
for
bet
Sir
you
Hanush
are.
to finally hand the fiefdom over to the young lord, Sir Hans Capon. Sir Hans's father, old Sir Yeshke, may God rest his soul, kept it till he was an old man. Then he retired from it, first to Moravia, then to eternity. Sir Hanush is managing the fiefdom until Sir Hans comes of age. They're related by blood somehow.
Resident says Rage is good too. I enjoyed the first
time's coming
If they
soon enough
confirm
when the
multiplayer for
estates have to be
Cyberpunk,
handed
it would be
over.
amazing.
These affairs often end in conflict. I hope we have enough.
Yeah, I don't know much about the technical side of Cyberpunk, just the thematic side of it, and the game design. It looks, sorry, the sort of the game theme and story looks fantastic. Listen says, so much to look forward to, set us up for so much disappointments. Yeah, well, as I said in my video, we always get catfished by E3. You know,
This square here, it looks much
games
better during the
games
month.
rarely live up to the hype,
Filled
but
to bursting.
some of them do
Hopefully all
occasionally.
around.
And one of them, well, at least one of the titles you're looking forward to will be good. I'm gonna be honest, two games, this game, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and Frostpunk for me were like, they just came completely out of the blue. Just literally, I barely knew anything about either, and
We've also
they're
got the baker's
two of my
shop
favourite
here.
titles of the year.
Hard merchant Wolfram Pruder. Pruder has a pretty daughter, but he keeps her on a short rein, which the young bucks are none too happy about. I heard he even keeps the poor lass locked up at home all day.
Have to catch up with the Kingdom Come Delivery
Look
announcement,
here. See
Kingdom
that
Come
filthy
Deliverance
beggar?
announcement, because I
By
guess
Christ, I'll show the bastard.
that's coming out now or any time, and they've got a whole DLC roadmap sorted out.
Comfortable, are we?
Arms, please, sir.
Who do you take me for? Are you stupid or just insolent?
Oh, what's the matter?
Stupid, then. There's no begging allowed here, so pick up.
I just keep
your
looking
guns,
at this
all
dude's
the
armor
girls.
and going, shiny, I
Me.
want your armor.
Everyone. It's a
I mean, I'm crap.
Damn beggars. You offer them a helping hand and they want the whole arm. It's not like the rules aren't clear.
See,
Beggars
Fishing
been
says, I
offered
just
a
read there's a
church.
hardcore mode come for this.
There's one alehouse here on
Yes.
the market square, the Trader's Tavern. The other's up by the gate. We'll be going
I've
there.
seen a little bit of the announcement. On the hardcore mode, you've got to select at least 2 of 10. Was it at least 3 of 10 negative traits? And it's got things like you were dropped on your head when you were a kid, so you level up more slowly, and stuff like that. You just know. I'm just gonna have to try by selecting all 10. I'm just gonna have to fucking try. But yeah, it's hardcore mode, because let's face it, this game, by some people's standards, this game is hardcore just as it is. Whereas adding a hardcore mode for this game is going to make it pretty outrageous. And I'm going to fucking try with all of them.
But his apprentice is standing
I'm going to
on the
see if
gate.
it's playable
I
with
hear
all
you're a
10.
blacksmith's apprentice.
Because you know there's going to be some
You
special
lot could help
award
if
for
they
it.
did, couldn't you?
Us? What do you mean?
You and your master, or your father, whoever taught you.
They...
What is it, lad?
My father was the master blacksmith.
Wish I could remember what the walk button is. So
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Thank you.
is it caps lock? Yes.
So am
My papa died not long ago. Of course, it was old age got him. That's not the same.
The key
I
to
know
this
little
game,
about
I'd say, if anyone just ends up playing it on hardcore mode, the key to this game is just take your time. If I wasn't playing on a stream, I would have spent ages going and sword fighting with Sir Roberts. I would have spent ages picking herbs right at the start. I would have spent ages. Probably would have been level 10 herbalism or 11 or 12 herbalism,
fiefdom is pretty big.
and already got
Can't say
perks
it
and
starts
stuff.
here by the
So, you know,
continues along the Sasau River,
many
all
of the
way
problems
to
in this game can be solved by just, you know, getting on your horse, ride around for an hour or two to get your skill up,
Neuhof.
go and pick herbs to get your skills
Master
up,
in charge of Sir Hanush's stables.
go
He's
and
by
practice
far
in
his
the
best
combat
battler.
arena
It's
for
all about
hours and
confidence
hours
for
to
newcomers,
get your
I
skills
suppose.
up,
This
and then that
story
just
here,
prepares you
that
so
there,
much for the
this
game. If you
exemption
just
here,
follow
that
the
there,
quest line
exemption
straight in a straight line,
rights to half of
you just
something,
face
so
plant
on.
into enemies you're
It'll
not
take a
ready
year
for.
to make head or tail of
It's
it.
like leveling up in Skyrim
This
by
tower
making
was only half
dragon
the
bone
size
armor,
when I was a young
you know,
lad.
by making
Sir
thousands of
Hanush
iron
had the
daggers.
expense and made into an armory.
Sure, you do level up, but you end up with a great set of armour, high blacksmithing skill, and you're shit at everything. You know, in this game, you want to practice the things you want to be good at until you're blue in the face. That is the secret to making easy work of this game, is taking the time to stop what you're doing and just go to the places where you can practice stuff and do it. Resident says, I like watching this game, but I'm a weekend gamer and I don't think I can justify purchasing this for playing a couple of hours a weekend. Yeah, it's a...
How goes it?
I'd say this is a Skyrim or a Fallout. I mean, it's...
Good. Where's Moynier,
you know,
anyway? Isn't he supposed to be here with
it's
you?
not like Call of Duty or Battlefield, say, where you could just dip in and play for half an hour and then go and do something else. Go and do the laundry. This is a game where you kind of sit down and play for long periods.
You don't know, eh? Let me tell you something. When the bailiff finds out,
Yeah, Zoofish says, how much were the DLCs for this game?
And being a friend of
We don't know.
Would you?
Half of them are free. The armour one, the Warhorse armour one I bought was £6 or something. I didn't even think about it. I bought it just out of loyalty to the game because it's a real little studio.
Come on, Henry. Let's go and find that idler, and you'd better talk some sense.
This game even started as a Kickstarter, so you know, I was happy to just chuck money at it.
What the fuck are you doing here when you're supposed to be on the gate?
But yeah, it's all to be announced. They've got a load of different DLCs, and they haven't decided what's going to be charged and what's just going to come with the game, but about half is charged, half is free.
Out! Come and sit with me. Let's have a drink. That fool got me all worked up.
Shouldn't we be on patrol instead of drinking?
You're eager, aren't you? Don't worry, even watchmen are entitled to a break, except the ones on the gate and the tower.
Thanksy.
But that's enough about that. Let's not let it spoil our day. Listen.
I like to think if you know you don't have a chance to play this game, it is nice to think that some people get a taste of this game just by watching the stream.
Why not?
You know, at some point in the future, you might end up playing this game, and then you'll at least have an idea what's going on. Oh, bloody Farkle again.
I'll bring it right away.
That's it. We'll see. This'll be the one. Oh no.
Yes. Don't bust. Don't bust. I bust. Shit.
That's it. We'll see. This'll be the one.
Vision says between this and Fallout, I just can't bring myself to buy either. The hoarder in me is still having issues after the Division. You you can actually get through this game with remarkably little hoarding. I would say Fallout 4, Jesus Christ, I'm terrible. Yeah, I'm just terrible. It's a terrible hoarding game. Division also, Jesus. I'm going to keep that. But this game, my first actual playthrough, I pretty much got rid. I thought there wasn't any unique items in it, you see. So basically,
Your turn.
if I got a better item of clothing, then I'd just put it on and bin the old one. It was only like way into my, oh Jesus, a later playthrough I realised that some of the stuff was actually unique. Excellent.
That's it. What the hell's with these damn dice?
Gotta take a chance. Take a chance. Come on. Well, zoo fishing, you need any guides done?
Now you.
Just ask, mate. $100 more and I won. Yeah, I mean, talk about not having time for games. I mean, if I was, honestly, if I didn't buy another game again, I wouldn't run out of things to play for about 3 years. I mean, my Steam library's full of games that are great that I do still play or could still play, and stuff that I bought in sales that I've never got around to installing.
Isn't it still a bit early?
You know, we buy these new games, but you know,
but here in Rattay we close up at this hour.
how many new games do we really need?
Fairs and big festivals. Then we don't close at all.
I see. Should I go and ring the bell?
If you wouldn't mind, the bell is hanging outside the rat house. Ring 3 times, then go to the Trader's Tavern by the market square and make sure the innkeeper closes up.
I'll do that.
Before I forget, it's forbidden to walk in Rattay at night without a torch. Here, take this one.
Yeah, so I'll be doing the shields just for old time's sake. But I find like a lot of people, it's like the events are quite intense. And while I'm quite enjoying stuff like global events, they tend to be quite intense and on the clock, and then once they're over you don't really have much energy to play. So I think it's all slightly boom and bust. I wish there was more opportunity to catch up in these things outside of the events. You know, maybe a slightly slower way you could sort of pootle through them. Because a lot of people I know, it's like, you know, global events on, then they're hammering the Division until they've got what they need, and then they put it down and don't play it again for weeks. And I think it's the same with the shields. People will be going in and just trying to cap all of the shields, and the second they've got what they want, they'll put it down again. Yeah, it's probably the root of this massive server fluctuation where they're kind of cheaping out on the servers because they don't know how many people are coming, so they're letting it fall over for the first day until they've worked out how many players are there. Checking what other quests I've got there. Vision says nothing new to play for those of us who've been around forever. Yeah, I'm determined. The one thing I do want to do is I always liked survival, but I never really got round to doing it much, and I enjoy it as well because I know nothing about it. I haven't studied it or don't know where any of the spawn points are or anything. So it's really exciting for me because it's always edge of your seat excitement.
And the canon of
So I do want to play a bit of
Wenceslas
survival
in
before the
Olympus
game
was
dies because I think
so drunk.
survival's great.
He dragged the pig to the market square, saddled it up, and rode it out of the town gate.
But apart from that,
we could see
yeah,
this wasn't going to end well. So Sir Peter and
kind
I
of done
rode off
really.
to look for the good cannon on his pig.
Did you find him?
Same resident, same. It was like, yep, capped, bye.
Beyond thrown out. I mean, the beast with a
I did enjoy testing my Firecrest though, because 6-piece Firecrest is madness.
Asleep in the pigsty.
You could solo stuff just by lobbing a turret over and eating a fucking pie while your turret annihilates everybody. It's quite
A
funny.
toast, gentlemen, to pigs and pallets.
God save the bacon.
Sir Hans, forgive my intrusion, but I need...
Oh, but what? You want to join us? Want to buy us around? I'm afraid we don't drink with peasants. You're not in your village now, boy.
No, sir. Curfew's been rung. The alehouse is closing.
Nothing closes while I'm sitting here. If that's all, you're dismissed.
Are you out of your mind, lad?
Yeah, the queues I
You
think are
can't
pretty
trust the
bad.
merchant. He's got a temper like a bear with gut ache. If I was you, I'd get lost before he shows it.
The bailiff instructed me to close the tavern at the proper hour. He doesn't want anyone disturbing the peace after curfew.
The bailiff? The bailiff can kiss my arse. I trust you haven't forgotten who's the rightful lord of Rattay.
No, it's Sir Hannes.
Oh, is he here? What is he hiding under the table? Maybe. No. Then what he wants
The
is
actor-
to fart in a bathhouse. And
The actor
besides,
who plays Hans Capon looks exactly like Hans Capon. It's quite
Enough.
amusing.
You can't talk to me like that. I'm a nobleman.
Come now, sirs. You're not going to fight here, are you?
We most definitely are. This yokel needs to be taught his place.
Whee, bum fights.
Missed.
That'll show him. Is that all you've got?
So they found my superpower. Good night, resident. You take care, mate.
What in the name of Christ is happening here?
Thanks for dropping in, mate. It was a pleasure.
Answer me, damn you!
This peasant insulted me. I had to teach him a lesson.
By rolling around in the mud like a hog? That's a fine example of noble conduct.
Sir Hannes, the bailiff ordered me
Silence! You shut your mouth and thank your lucky stars that you are Radzig's ward. Have you gone out of your mind? Raising your hand to a nobleman? And you, Hans, how many times have I told you that drinking with your subjects might be good for their morale, but it's bad for your honor? You spend all your days drinking and chasing wenches, which wouldn't matter if you paid any attention at all to your duties. And now we see what that leads to. Tomorrow, you will go with me to a hearing. Some landowners have asked me to settle a dispute. It'll be an excellent lesson for you.
I had planned to go hunting, but if you think listening to the pointless gripes of a bunch of old fools will benefit me, so be it.
Ooh, hunting? Well then, Your Grace, I'll tell you what. You can go hunting.
Oh, God.
Really?
Naturally. Who am I to deprive the young Lord
Keep
Capon
it for the
of
next
sport?
time I stream this.
And you can take
I'm going to do a
every
little bit of
usual
research
thing.
about where the cheapest horse is,
Absolutely not. You'll do as I've commanded.
the
Time
little
you learn
skew
how to
around.
treat people, and not just in drinking and brawling. Now get out of my sight.
Sir, I have responsibilities of the bailiff.
Not
I can't-
anymore. Your responsibilities now are the Lord Capon. It's time you learned how to behave in the presence of nobility. Let's go. Tell the kitchen I'm hungry. It's been a long journey.
Right then. Quest completed, keeping the peace. Right then, guys, I'm going to jog back home down to the mill and go to sleep. The next part of this quest is meeting Lord Capon in the morning, but I'm going to call it a wrap for tonight. Thanks very much for watching. I'm wondering maybe next time if I start a little later. I don't know if that's better for people. I don't know. I mean, the UK... is one thing that I've done. I'm not sure about the time in the States. But if you got any thoughts about that, let me know on Twitter. Zoo Fishing says, my problem right now is I'm cheap and won't waste money on a game. Right now I only have 3 games, The Division, Gran Turismo and Formula 1. Need something to last me till March. Pretty sure Fallout will last as long as you want it to. It depends whether you get into it. If you get into Fallout 4, you know, that's a lot of game time. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time playing the Fallout games. You Brits go to bed too early. We go to bed when the sun goes down like everybody else. But yeah, I'll keep asking for feedback because my main viewers are in Europe, North America, and Australia. Weirdly, and that's, you know, nearly everybody that watches my channel are in those 3 very distinct time zones. So, yeah, there's no ideal time. I don't have kind of fixed work hours, so I can't have a fixed time to do it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind. It makes no difference to me if I'm streaming in the morning or whenever. Sometimes I have to stream in the morning or stream late. But, you know, if there's better or worse times or ideal times, please let me know. I would just say one last time to big shout out to Silent Sniper and Patrick, who gave me a lot of input that helped me sit down and go through a ton of settings, and then gave me feedback on my test stream so that I could actually finally improve the quality of my stream, because I don't, you know, if you've seen the last streams, they were fucking abysmal. Really were pixelated as all hell, and it's a lot better tonight thanks to those guys. Well, it's nap time in Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I'm going to take this opportunity to end the stream. Do Fishing says, do what you want when you want, hard to catch everybody worldwide. Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to tinker with the times because it's no skin off my nose, and you know, if it makes it easier for people to catch the streams. I fear that it's you know, it's much a case of I have to do the streams when I can do the streams. But if I can tinker that a bit for people, that, you know, it'd be nice. But chaps, I'm going to boost off. This was a little bit heavily storied again because of it's still early in the game, so it's still hand holding a bit. It's not this cutscene all the way through. But yeah, I think the lessons we learned today is I shouldn't accept duels from heavily armoured opponents. I need to get my hands on a horse so I can get further out of town and find more people to kill for their stuff. But still, not bad. I'm ending the stream with 617 groschen in my pocket, and a near full set of armour. And to the best of my knowledge, I've not died. Right then, guys, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you very much for watching and keeping me entertained while I was playing. Fishing says, good stream. Looking forward to some Fallout stream as well. Yeah, I'll do that next, mate. Besides, I'm going to show you your brothel. Right. Good night, guys. Thanks again.